Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to take you through the 5 fastest way to build muscle mass and what you need to be focusing on. So we're going to take you through a step-by-step guide on some of the basic things you need to implement and make sure you're consistent on and try and remove shiny object syndrome. So we're going to straight to the video now. The first thing you want to look at is in terms of your training. So we want to be looking at having a methodology of training that we can actually track and look to progress. So what do I mean by that? So we're going to have a set training routine where we focus on a bunch of exercises in a training split, where we're going to focus on doing those exercises over and over again with the output idea of trying to get better and better in terms of technique so we can maximize the amount of return on investment we get from that exercise. Now, whilst improving technique, what we're looking to do is improve the amount of reps and the amount of weight we can do, and by doing that we're going to end up building more muscle mass and improving our physique. And we have to look at big compound exercises because our body wants to work as a unit, and that's how we can get the most bang for the buck with what we do. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they jump around too much with different exercises, do gimmicky bullshit they've seen the latest favorite Instagram influencer do, and they have no real consistency or routine with what they're actually looking to do, and they don't have a set objective in terms of their training with reps and weights and what they're looking to achieve. So make sure you have a structure, make sure you have something that you're actually following, and make sure you have a goal of weights and reps which you're looking to hit. If you don't have that, drop a comment below this video and I'll give you some guidance on how we can help you. And that's point number one. Point number two is to make sure we're looking at whole foods first, not supplements. So the most important thing when it comes to food is looking at, a simple way to think about this, think about single ingredient item foods are generally best. A potato is a potato, rice is a rice, there is no other ingredients. People ask what's the best carb source. If you think about it from that instinct, whatever has the least amount of ingredients is probably going to be the best for you. Now, on that notion, with food, we want to be very careful in terms of digestion and not eat too much in one sitting, which is ironic because I just ate an entire box of Cocoa Pops. If you haven't watched that video, head over to the channel, we can have a look and see why we did that. But there is timings within your nutrition as well where you can be more flexible and have more sugary, quicker carbohydrates, which I generally would recommend around the workout window where your body's going to utilize those carbohydrates more effectively. Now, point number three, we are going to talk about protein supplements. Now, these are something we use to supplement our diet. Now, this sort of contradicts what I just said, but a lot of people do struggle to get enough protein into their diet. Whey protein itself tends to actually be cheaper per gram than actual meat products. And if adding in a shake a day gives you the protein intake you need to hit your requirements, then I would suggest you do that. I probably have one serving of whey protein a day just to have some variety, so I'm not eating so much meat every couple of hours. So this is something that works very well and can have a bit of a sweet tasting treat like this one which here from Muscle Nation, which is a chocolate banana flavour. Use code Charlie for 10% off if you want some. There's a link below the video. Next up, we're going to talk about the most scientifically researched product in terms of a supplement point of view that actually works, and that's creatine. So creatine basically works with ATP, which is a form of stored energy within muscle cells. Now, some common BS you hear with creatine usage is that it makes you gain water and makes you watery. Technically, a creatine will make you hold water, but it pulls water intramuscular, so into your muscle cells, not subcutaneously into body fat. Therefore, having extra water within your muscles will make your muscles look fuller, make you look bigger, and will push the muscles harder against the skin, which will actually make you look leaner. Therefore, creatine will not make you look watery. If you're looking watery, it's probably because you're too fat. If you agree with that, comment below. In terms of dosing of creatine, what I would recommend you look to do is use one serving for most of them is about 5 grams. So you want to use 5 grams and use that around the workout. So you can use that pre-workout, intra-workout, or post-workout. Personally, I take my intra-workout with my carbohydrate and amino acid drink, which is discussed in another video, which you can check out. But adding in 5 grams of creatine will help. You can also take this on rest days as well, because it has a big benefit in terms of cognitive function. Personally, I don't believe there is a need for a loading period. I would just suggest using 5 grams on the days you train will be more than enough. Also, if you're eating things like red meat, there is natural creatine found within red meat, which is one of the other benefits of that. Last but not least, caffeine. So stimulants pre-workout such as caffeine and pre-workouts have been proven to increase strength and power output, and it's one of the best ways to get the most out of your workout. I love coffee, most people love coffee, so you can have things like shots of espresso beforehand or use an actual pre-workout product. The only caveat I would add on to that is if you're training later in the day, you obviously want to be mindful of that potentially disrupting your sleep, which can have a negative impact in terms of recovery. So personally, if you're training later than probably 4 or 5 o'clock, I would probably be very careful with the amount of caffeine and stimulants you take in. If you're training early in the day, go hog wild, have as much as you want, but try and be mindful. Ideally, you don't want more than probably 2 to 3 servings of caffeine a day. Okay, so these are some very simple tips to help you maximize your muscle building process. The big thing you have to think about is all about consistency, day in, day out, just doing the best you can, and looking to make sure you're actually progressing in terms of getting stronger, building more muscle and improving your performance in the gym, and that will correlate to performance improvement in your physique. If you're not sure how to go about this, you can feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, or you can hit the link below this video and you can book in a free 6-pack strategy call with myself and the CJ coaching team. We look forward to the next video. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below with any questions.